whether we're selling roofs, fishing, hunting, we've got to be top of the food chain. You got to have the mindset as anybody that's out there selling, making a name for themselves. You got to have the confidence to know that I'm on top. Kill or be killed.
It's kill or be killed.
That'll do, pig!
On today's episode, guys, welcome back. This is real John Franco, and today I got some exciting stuff. APOC, who's one of my manufacturers that I purchased my coatings from, is taking us bull shark hunting. We're going to be on a charter hunting for that, hunting for some hammerheads. So we're not just going to go for the small sharks. We're going to go for the big sharks, right? Just like we're like in our business. But also, what we're going to touch on is how I was able to scale and what positions I put in place in order for me to allow opportunities like I have today, where I'm able to step back and my business can still operate, and what those key players looks like as well. And then we're going to touch on a little bit about roofing and some solar stuff, and how the insurance industry has changed to where my company has went from mainly insurance into the retail market, and that's how we were able to scale and be sustainable in this industry. All right, nothing else to say, let's go. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to the show. Today we got a little bit of fishing. We're going to go after some sharks, some bull sharks, so maybe some hammerheads, if not maybe some tarpon fishing. So follow us and we're going to show you what's going on today.
We're going fishing?
There's got to be a little bit of playtime, right? All work and no play gets you a little cray-cray. So today we're going to do some fishing. I got my dad with me, and I got my guys at the my manufacturer reps are here, supply reps are here. We're gonna have some fun. Now, when I jumped ship and started my own company, I was like, well, I have nothing to use. I've been homeless, right? Had nothing, had carless, jobless. So like, what else could go wrong? Like, I might as well just try this out and start my own business and run with it. And there's no fear, and I just took the chance, and here I am 8 years later. Because I did go down to, I remember owing, at the time, Roofing Supply Group, RSG, owing them like over $150,000. Like, they're like, hey, if we can't get a payment, we're not going to be ship out, I'm like, oh shit. And like, well, we're just going to keep moving. Like, what can we do? Just keep chugging along. I didn't go and whore myself to another supplier and try to get, that and try to skim on. I was like, just give me some time. I'm going to get this. And then checks started coming in. We started completing jobs, getting the final payment, and was able to start paying the supplier, RSG at the time.
I feel like that's where,
and then they gave me a larger credit, and I was like, all right, you're good.
That's where a lot of these guys screw up, because they get into a situation like that and they're like, fuck, I gotta jump ship, I gotta go start somewhere new, and they do the same thing somewhere else, and now they got the debt of their old supplier, and now they got the debt of this supplier. And then
why? What is it? Just continue to rob Peter to pay Paul? That's what's wrong with a lot of companies, especially roofers. They always rob Peter to pay Paul, when just looking at the job, looking at the actual source materials, costs and everything, and just making sure that it's getting done.
Yeah,
and credit works, credit helps. Credit saved me, but you got to build trust for credit. Credit is based on trust. And if I would have jumped ship, I wouldn't have had the trust I had with you guys now, where I can rack up, $500,000, $1 million, and like, whatever. So now now I got line of credits in my bank and everything else. So like, even for like commercial jobs, just like that, like I'm not worried about a $500,000 material order, because what I do is I order from you, use my line of credit, get my, my net, discount paid, right? And then I use my line of credit, and then I make sure I pay it off before the interest hits.
And
then usually the job is done by then, and then I save all around. So Mike, with your product being APOC and roof coatings, what's something that you say that sets you apart from the other manufacturers, and what you can offer?
I would say our team. We have so many boots on the ground to help support you guys. Offer support, roof walks, and manufacturer support, technical support, and that sort of thing. A lot of our other manufacturers don't offer the level of support that we do. We have a full technical team that'll get your guys certified, so you can offer product and labor warranties. We come to you, do the certification, get all your team trained up, and just take care of you guys.
And the benefit of obviously, we've done some coating jobs, some 100 square roof projects. Obviously, we also replace roofs as well. But the benefit of having a coating system offers, for one, a little bit economical, reasonable within their budget, and it makes the longevity of the roof last too as well with the warranties.
Right. You can take a roof that's in sound condition that just is worn and maybe has 5 or 10 years left, and put a coating system on it, the entire system, the patch and the silicone itself, and get an additional 25 years out of it.
Correct.
Yeah, at a third of the cost of a tear off.
Yeah. With that being said, with the warranties, it's also labor and workmanship warranty, correct, on it as well when you have a certified contractor.
Correct. You can offer a labor and material warranty, being a certified applicator. You don't have to be certified to offer a material only warranty. Everybody can get that.
Everybody gets the material warranty, but to have actual certified contracts, why it's important to make sure the customer who they're choosing has a certification to get those warranties.
Correct. Yeah, and it's good to be certified too, because your guys know how the system works, because the system works together. The butter flash, that's the waterproofing aspect of it, and then the silicone's the protection of that as well.
How's everything going with all of the illegal stuff going on
With ICE?
Yep.
So with that, I mean, obviously people are scared, because even I had a gentleman that had a green card, had a work visa, but had a speeding ticket, just a traffic violation, got detained, sent off to Texas, and but he had, he was able to bond out. They were able to release him. They have to do their due diligence, background checks. So he got out, but then he can't work for like 60 days. So he has to wear an anklet. And what happened is, they want to make sure that he's okay. Like if he doesn't have a job, that he can sustain himself and be able to live in a location. It's weird why they do that. Like, so he can't work. He has to like have an anklet for like 60 days to make sure he has a stable place. I've seen people that, get, because they're getting 10, 15-year loans on roofs, but their payment on the roof is like $300, $400. And then plus they got their electric bill that they have to pay for their budget. So it's like they can't afford even that payment. So they're like, look, like you're in a bad spot, you're on a fixed income. Why don't we go ahead and throw solar in? Those are 20-year leases, loans, right? So now you got 20, 25-year lease on this, and the interest rates could be lower too. And then you wash out your electric bill and your payments, so you might even save $100, $150. And so you're actually fitting it within your budget and saving a little bit of money. Let's go, come on, it's tugging on it, right?
I sense no danger here.
From my experience, especially when I started, I was in the grind, I was in the mud the entire time, between sales, production, running crews, so many, things of operations of a business. But in order for me to kind of step away and look at the business from the outside in, I had to get key players, and those key players are typically your managers, right? Have the right managers in place, whether it's, your office manager, operations manager, production manager, and you got to have a few sales manager, and you have those key players within your business, those key positions, because those players may change depending on the performance, but having those positions in place to know that I can delegate what needs to be done to those key players, and I trust in them and solely to be able to complete the job and the task at hand. So I've learned to just have the right people in place, the managers, and let them delegate and teach others to be able to run the business and operate the business and take care of the customers and still sustain a scalable business without having to be in the mud the entire time. And it allows me to come out here on a day and not have to worry about it as much and enjoy a little bit of life. But there's no really such thing as work-life balance when you're the owner of the business.
It's impossible.
The biggest thing is knowing your numbers at first, right? And then having somebody else follow those numbers that you need to review, because numbers are very important in business. I think that's what fails a lot of companies, is they don't know their numbers enough to be scalable and sustainable. But sales, you need a sales manager. I mean, having a team of salespeople takes a lot of time and effort and due diligence in order to scale your revenue and sales. So, and then there's the production, right? You need a leader in the production side, so that way your team knows who to call and reach out. Because if not, and if you don't have the right player, you will get those multiple calls a day of things that go to shit and not being able to know what to do and how to handle it. So we have our processes in place now to where we have our team players who get those calls to reach out to them and be able to get the job done without having to interrupt my time as much. And I say as much because, again, they still call and I am still in the grind. And I'm a little bit of micromanager, so one thing I can say is work on that skill first, is to help become a anti-micromanager. You know, that's important to have an office manager run the books, be able to operate and manage the team in the office. I think it's very important. And sales, because sales takes a lot of time and effort in the field to be able to obtain business. And as an owner, that could take, you know, a lot of your time and energy. Production, you know, is one thing, because I could do production and handle a team that's in the field while I handle it here on a boat, or, you know, in the office a lot of times. You know, I can manage that. But those are the two players, was my office manager and my sales manager. And then if you want to continue to scale, you multiply. You got permit coordinator we have a warehouse manager. So as soon as you continue to scale and you earn more productivity and tasks into the business, you got to realize, you know, you need certain individuals to handle those tasks accordingly. So the further we scale, the more we can add on. And then when I open up another office in another location, I just duplicate it. The same process. All right, guys, we had a blast. We got out there, we tried to catch some big fish, but unfortunately we did not catch any fish today. Just because I didn't catch any big fish and you didn't see me catch any fish today doesn't mean there's no fish in the ocean, right? Just like in sales, doesn't mean because you didn't catch any fish out there and you didn't sign any checks, doesn't mean there's none out there waiting for you. So just make sure you keep on pushing yourself. If you continue to do it, you're gonna always have the opportunity to sign big checks. And if you want more content, guys, you gotta check us out. A little sunburnt, sun's gotten to me, but hey, check me out. Like and subscribe. Follow me for more information. Follow me on my IG. That's Real John Franco, and you know, I'm going to be on Instagram. I'm going to post reels on there, to my TikTok, as well as YouTube. So I'm going to continue to put as much knowledge as I can from my experience, my own experience. Now I don't know it all, but I do know from my experience, strength, and hope that I could give back to you guys what I've learned in the industry and running a business.